Hey y'all, Will here, otherwise Zelray, and today in Once Human we're going to be going over territory purification. This is the base defense within Once Human that you can do weekly, which will net you roughly 4,000 Starchrom, give or take, depending on your difficulty and which tier Eclipse Cortex you want to use. However, while I feel that this is very easy, and I didn't really see a need to make this video, I am hearing from quite a few people that they are having trouble with this because they are playing solo, or they just don't understand the mechanics 100%, so I just want to go over that. And without further ado, this is our Hive's base for defense. It's a water base, and this is very important in my mind, and I will touch upon what else you can do if you don't want to have a water base. However, what's nice about a water base is when mobs spawn, they cannot spawn in the water, and they cannot directly go to the base. They have to approach the front of your base and walk through, and there's a whole assembly of turrets here that are ready to defend. This will pretty much allow any solo player to get through territory purification, and as long as they have decent gear, because they will need to take out a few elites along the way, you'll be a-okay. The only trouble that you do have to worry about are from flying mobs in general, such as the Disciple is the biggest concern. On this base, it spawns either over here or up here, and they straight fly towards your base and spirit bomb it, which anything on the front of your base has the likelihood of being destroyed even throughout the wall. So if you want to make your base a territory defense base, try not to put important facilities along the front of your walls because they are likely to be destroyed. With that, the location is slightly important. Right here we have a teleportation tower. That way everyone can easily get to this territory base, and also, on the other hand, go back home after they're done. There are a few locations that make this very easy. We're down here by Overlook Town. There is another area right here, east of Coastside Plaza. And one place that almost everyone does know is right here, the teleportation tower right below Silo EX1. There's a lot of space for this over there too. Some honorable mentions for this are any teleportation tower that is near water, such as over here, which is north of the Gaia military base. And there is another down here, which doesn't have as deep as water, so it might not work out very well, but it's near Rotten Saddle. There's probably a few more that I'm missing that you can use, but water bases do make territory purification easier. An interjection, this is what I would consider the other type of base, or a land base. Why I say that is even though it's in water, is it's not fully encompassed by non-walkable terrain to make it so that NPCs have to funnel. They can come in from a few different directions. However, what's great about these bases is that they're small, form fit, and you can put them within your own territory with your base off to the side. However, the one thing that it can do, which might not be wanted, and this is the main reason why we go for a water base, is that if you're unsure of where your NPCs will spawn in at, they can cause unnecessary havoc by destroying facilities or running amok in your territory, taking down animals you're trying to tame, etc. So if you definitely want to avoid those things, you may be more happy with a water base. However, there's so much structural HP guarding the Stardust Resonator in this base that it is pretty much impregnable as long as you have a good enough group or team of people to allow yourself to defeat all the monsters incoming. This was provided by Code Emergency over at twitch.tv/Code Emergency. Thank you for allowing me to use this in the video code. I appreciate it. Okay, on to the meat and potatoes of this water base that we have here. Starting from the front, we have a lot of gates that just create defense. These may get destroyed if you're in a really bad situation. We've never seen them get destroyed yet. However, they have 2 layers to go through, all the while being slowed and flame trapped, and also being rained upon by many turrets. If they do get to this point, they have to deal with the party monkeys while also being slowed, burned, and shot to Swiss cheese. This will take care of any normal enemy and all normal enemies that you find currently within the territory purification. No questions about it. This is going to do almost everything for you. Solo, you could be on a hive with level 5s and you're just getting your friends through the season because they're taking a break. Whatever the reason may be that you don't have the firepower yourself. What you will need is one person that has a decent build to deal with the elites. There's going to be 3 elites that typically spawn. If you get a disciple, that's the scariest. It has about 200 to 250,000 health on hard mode Manibus. And that's really it. In our case, if we have 6 people here, we say, hey, it's up. It dies within a few seconds. It's really nothing. However, for a solo player, dealing 250,000 damage that quickly might be a challenge. And however, the base itself will protect you. It will take a few hits before it even loses its exterior shell, and it still has a few more layers to go through. So not a worry there. Now, speaking of the base, while this looks mainly like a husk just shown to look nice, what we're going to eventually turn this into, and one of our hive members does not enjoy building in this game, so we have taken over their territory to make this. This will eventually become a war band center, so we're going to be keeping all our biomass missiles, all our facilities here, extra stock for repairs, and, you know, medicines, everything else someone might need in the warband to be able to function for the tasks that we need, be it pro modes, prime wars, or anything else the game throws at us, so that we have a way to help everyone that is in our banner, essentially. Now, with that being said, that is essentially all there is to territory defense. However, I did want to leave you with an opinion of mine, and I wanted to get some feedback on it. One thing that I find with territory defense is that it is rather boring. And I would really hope that it gets more challenging in the future. Now, you could say on PvP servers, you have the chaotic cortexes. I do understand. They allow people to attack your base while you're defending, and while that might be challenging in some respects, most likely it will not come up. And if it does come up, you won't have an entire hive or warband trying to attack your base while you're defending. That'd be a very rare circumstance. With that, on the PvE side, we just sit here and wait for our Starchrom. Hey guys, let's get together. It'll take about 5 minutes. Everyone teleport over here. Look, we even built it next to a teleportation tower. You don't even have a cooldown to worry about. Just get your butts over here and we'll do it. I wish we could make level 4 cortexes, level 5 cortexes. Hell, let us make level 20 cortexes if it allows us to have a greater challenge. I'm not saying necessarily to give us more Starchrom for the difficulty, yet maybe at 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe we get a special cosmetic or something like that, so that the people who want something difficult in the game, this would allow them to adjust it to the difficulty that they feel they can actually deal with, and might actually risk their base being destroyed. Now, for new players and people who aren't as intricately involved with the game and understanding all these mechanics, that's why we leave the Starchrom at a maximum of Cortex 3. Because I do feel like that's a great challenge for a solo player. With that, I think that is the entire video, a little bit shorter than normal. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions or comments about territory defense or really anything, leave them down below. And again, I appreciate you guys watching. Later.